right hand side is covered, so just playing one of these dump shots here does not leave the white at this end of the table. You never gain any advantage here, but you're obviously just biding your time to try and have a better shot next time you come to the table. Yes, and with that red in the baulk area next to the green being what it is, it's going to make this one of those frames where the cue ball's kept at this end. Unless, of course, you can get it right into the corner of the yellow pocket, as it were. And he's just having a look to see if that's on. He could come off the side cushion, but I think the pink might be in the way. He could play the pot, John, and leave the white tight on the cushion, and you're on the pink in the middle pocket. Okay, you'd be not know exactly where the red's going to finish if it catches the jaws, but there's not an easy safety shot on here. If he plays the pot into the yellow pocket and leave the cue ball tight on the cushion, just on a straight pink, he's just looking at that now. And the only red he can leave on is the one he's going for, and he plays it. I think the pace he'll play it, the red should come away from the jaws. It looks like he's going to take that choice. Oh, how's his luck? Well, it's nowhere near the pot. But it wasn't bound to leave anything straightforward on. He played that so poorly, he's come away from the cushion, which means that Peter can play this pot. He wouldn't have been playing this if he was tight on the cushion. Good pot.
One.
Yeah, some good chance. These are really nicely spread.
Eight. Nine. $16.
Trying to play a little cannon on the two reds that are right of that cluster there, but just missed it. Flip the other one, so this goes in the centre.
17. $24. $25. $30. 31.
So just a couple
37.
of loose reds left for Peter. But looking to leave a nice angle. Well, he'll have to be off the black where he's played. Well, he's potted that pink and put it back on its own spot. That'd be difficult to get into the reds off the blue.
$38.
It's pretty difficult from there to see what he can do. Come too straight on the black.
He's had a couple of goes, didn't he, early on in the break to play that little cannon on the red to the right of the pack, and he's finished too straight this time. And that's why it's so important when people are break building to get them open as early as you can, because all of a sudden if you end up straight like he has done here, he's probably going to have to play for the red next to the green. It's a good shot.
Yeah, he's played it well, and of course the great thing here is he can just stun this red in and leave a half ball on the brown, a natural angle to come into the side of that pack, because the left hand side of the pack as we look at is ideal off the brown ball.
Yeah, he's virtually going to have to play a plain ball though, John, if he does that, isn't he? The red is virtually in the line he'd like if he had to play it with left hand side. I see what you're saying though. If he misses the red with left hand side, he might just miss the pack. It does look on though, doesn't it? He's fine. Deserves to be on something. Unlucky.
50.
Well, he's desperately unlucky there. That was a really well played shot, plumb into the side of the pack, and the red he's taken on here is very tricky. It's a blind pocket, can't see it, and it's very delicate. But I hope to have been on something better than this.
Yes, I just wonder whether he's just going to roll it in and try and get on the black. He's got to be careful he doesn't snooker himself. Don't think he's got the angle to stun it in and kiss the red to the right of the black. So this is not guaranteed, this next positional shot. The pinks are well in the middle if he just drifts by it. Don't think he's going to see the black. I don't think the red's reached. I don't think the red's reached. Unlucky there, Peter, to be fair.
50. One.
So as the match time just comes over the 4-hour mark, this is a great chance for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
8.
Okay, the red up in towards the balk area on the right hand side could be tricky, but the ones down this end,
9.
you'd fully expect O'Sullivan to mop up. As I mentioned before the interval today,
16.
when you're in front like this,
17.
you want to get the match over and done with. You don't get paid for overtime here.
$24.
Yes, his great friend
25.
Damien Hirst, the renowned artist, has been with Ronnie over the last couple of days. I'm sure Ronnie will be disappearing back to London for a couple of days before his next match.
32.
So as John mentioned, it's all about that last
33.
red, and with him being right-hander, it doesn't matter whether his right-hand or left-hand is that good. But he needs to get close to that difficult red on the left-hand side at some stage. He doesn't want to be leaving it, the cue ball the left-hand side of the middle pocket. He wants to be to the right-hand side, so he's close to the red. That's what he'd be already thinking about.
39. 40.
I mean, he may even play for a bought colour to move the red out.
I was going to suggest you think he might have played up for the yellow. Seems the easiest one to play on if you can. I mean, if he drops this in, he could come off the pink as well, but I'd always like to be on the yellow, I would have thought, for this, but might not have the angle here.
I think that's what he played for, John, isn't he? Left a good angle. He knows that anywhere near the half-ball yellow or brown, he can bring that red into play, which makes it a lot easier. But decided to leave the pink.
48.
He hasn't got the angle to move it, so he's going to have to drop. Well, he has the angle, but he's going to have to hit it too hard. This red nearly didn't go in. Wow, I didn't realise he'd nearly missed that. Anything but tight on the cushion. Anything but tight on the cushion.
Yes, it was a little trickier than it looked at because of the middle pocket.
54.
One thing he didn't want to do there was stun that in off, and there wasn't too much of a gap between that bump and the red itself, so this is tricky. You can miss these.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Played it in
54.
such a way, he tried to cover the pocket. I don't know yet whether he has done, but I think he has. Yes, I think he's definitely snookered. It's just a case of whether he can hit cushion first and leave the white where the red is. That's Hawkeye's view. So he's playing off the top cushion. He needs to hit this full ball. Doesn't want white and red coming at this end of the table. Oh, unfortunately, he's hit half ball. That could be the end of the match. Needed to hit it full ball.
One.
Is that cue ball to slow down a little? It has done.
Yes, it's only slowed down to perfection. Couldn't have put that any better with his hand. Absolutely nothing to do with the cue ball here. And he's cleared these colours up a million times in practice.
5. 7.
It hasn't been vintage from O'Sullivan, but he's done what he had to do. Peter Ebdon was a very, very stubborn opponent. One, he probably resigned himself to the fact that it was going to be hard. And that young man never gives you an easy game. It's nice to see him back playing at big time, having won the China Open a few weeks ago, where he played and beat some wonderful players, Higgins, Robertson.
14.
So he's still capable, is Peter Ebdon. For the round of applause, says that that was virtually frame ball. Now will Peter Ebdon carry on?
19.
He will. Lots of middle distance breaks, John. You know, the 40s, 50s, and that. You know, obviously Ronnie will improve for the run, as it were, but you know, you've got to start getting 70s and 80s. Peter Ebdon's clawed his way back into that first session when he got to 8-3. If he wins the next game 8-4, he'd have been okay, but it was always a uphill battle. When you come into a session 7-2 behind, it's always going to be tough. Well, unwantedly potted the pink, so Peter Ebdon not into the hands of congratulations. Always a great loser, Peter Ebdon. The gentleman at the table, Ronnie O'Sullivan, the crowd favourite, goes into the next round. And he wins by 10 frames to 4.